Zara sat quietly in the principal's office. Her parents were beside her. Mr. Nnamdi crossed his arms. His jaw was tight. Madam Agatha held her bag on her lap, eyes fixed on the principal. Sir, Ma, this is our third time repeating GSS2. We have tried. Mr. Nnamdi's voice was firm. So what do you expect us to do now? It's not about what I expect, sir. But Zara is far behind. Even basic topics, simple sentence construction, basic arithmetics, she struggles. Zara looked down at her shoes. A memory crossed her mind, one she hated to remember. It was the evening Mr. Tutu came for lessons. It was the third private tutor they had hired. Zara, listen. If I have 5 apples and I give you another 5, how many apples do we have altogether? She had answered with confidence. 15, sir. He blinked, stunned. 15? He brought out bottle caps from his bag and lined them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then he added 5 more. Zara, now count everything. She paused, then said again, Sir, it is 15. Mr. Tutu shook his head in frustration. Zara, you are just a dull brain, a coconut head. It's only water that is inside your skull, nothing real. Even your younger sister is better off than you. What is wrong with you? I'm tired, I can't teach you again. Zara sat there in silence, her throat tight. Now in the principal's office, she stayed quiet. Please, sir, Madam Agatha said softly. Sir, we have done everything. I think the school should just be patient with her. We've hired teachers, we've spent money. Sir, please, have mercy. We have tried. The principal turned to her gently. Have you taken her for any diagnosis? Sir, we have ADHD, autism, dyslexia. Every hospital we could think of. All the tests came back normal. The principal nodded slowly. It's just that even her classmate from her junior class have moved ahead of her. And now, her younger sister is in SS1. Zara is still in JSS2. Mr. Nnamdi's face hardened. He said nothing more. The principal leaned forward. If she doesn't pass this term, we will need you to sign an undertaking. One final chance. If she fails again, we will have no choice but to withdraw her from this school. Zara sat still. Her hands were pressed tightly on her lap. Outside the school compound was quiet. Mr. Nnamdi walked ahead, saying nothing. Zara and her mother followed behind slowly. When they got home, everything exploded. What kind of child are you? We put you in the most expensive schools, everything, and still you bring shame to this family. Zara stood by the wall. Her eyes were full, but her face stayed blank. Even Kamsi, your younger sister, has passed you. Your classmates have graduated. What is your problem? Madam Agatha stepped in. Darling, please calm down. No. I'm tired. Zara turned and ran into her room. She slammed the door and collapsed on the bed, burying her face in the pillow. She tried to hold in the tears, but they came anyway. And that night, as the house went still, Zara laid awake staring at the ceiling, asking the question no one could answer. What is wrong with me? One afternoon, Agatha called Kamsin, Zara's younger sister, to the kitchen. Kamsin pulled out a stool and sat. She already knew what this was all about. Kamsin, I want you to help your older sister prepare for her exam, Agatha said. Kamsin frowned. Mommy, no. Not again. I'm tired. It's a waste of time. I've tried before. She doesn't understand anything. Come on, keep quiet. Why are you talking about your older sister like that? Mommy, that's the truth. It's just that you will not accept it. Well, that's not an excuse. I explain one topic over and over again. She just stares at me like I'm speaking French. Well, she's family and she's your older sister. You will try again, Agatha said firmly. Kamsi nodded slowly. The Nnamdis had 4 daughters. Zara was the first, quiet, withdrawn, and always trying to prove she wasn't a mistake. Kamsin the second was smart, bold, and sharp-tongued. The twins, Muna and Mercy, were full of energy and were already about to finish primary school. Nnamdi was a billionaire oil and gas magnate, one of the biggest names in Port Harcourt. Agatha, his wife, ran one of the largest textile businesses in the city. Her fabrics were in every store and market. 2 days later, Zara sat at the dining table with her books arranged. She was already waiting when Kamsi walked in. Kamsi dropped her bag. "Zara, before we start, I want that Chanel purse mommy gave you." "Why?" "You're asking why?" "Well, because it looks better on me. If you want me to help you, that's the price." Zara hesitated. It was her best birthday gift, but she didn't want to fail again. She nodded. "Okay, you can have it after class." Kamsi opened her books, but she wasn't patient. Let me look at your note again. "You don't know this one? You don't know 15 plus 5? Are you serious?" Zara looked down. "Please don't waste my time. Anything I teach you, please try and understand. If you know you want to pass. If you fail, that's your business." Zara kept quiet. Her eyes stung, but she blinked it back. Later that evening, the twins were in the living room watching TV. They laughed loudly, ignoring the time. Zara walked in. "Please go and do your homework. Get up, get up." They didn't move. "I said go now. Go and do your homework. Stop watching TV." She picked the remote and turned off the TV. The twins groaned and stomped off. Just then, Mr. Nnamdi walked in. "What's going on here?" "Daddy, she turned off the TV," one of them shouted. Zara started to explain, but he raised his voice. "Stop talking like you know what you're doing. You can't even read what is on that screen. You are here correcting others." Zara stood frozen. As he walked past, Agatha entered from the main door. She had just returned from the factory. "Nnamdi, that wasn't necessary." He didn't reply. He was already walking up the stairs. Agatha turned to the twins. "Don't ever disrespect your sister again. Do you hear me? She told you to go and do your homework and you're here groaning and making noise. What is wrong with you? My friend, go away from here and go and do your homework right now." Years passed. Kamsin became a reputable lawyer, already handling high-profile cases in Rivers State. The twins were now in the university, but Zara was a dropout. She had quietly taken up a job as a personal assistant to a woman named Mrs. Obiageli, CEO of a multinational firm. The opportunity came through one of her mom's connection, and for the first time in a long time, Zara felt hopeful. But in less than 2 months, she lost the job. It happened on a Tuesday afternoon. Obiageli was in her car on her way to a meeting when her phone rang. A foreign client from Dubai was on the line. "Madam, we've been waiting for 2 hours," the man said, clearly irritated. Obiageli frowned. "Wait, I thought our meeting is for the 6th. There was a pause. "No, madam, the invitation clearly said today, the 4th. We are very disappointed. It didn't take us seriously. We won't be continuing this partnership." The call ended. By the time she arrived at the office, she was shaking with anger. She marched straight into her private lounge, picked up her phone and dialed Zara's number. Zara answered, already sensing something was wrong. "Ma, good afternoon." "Don't tell me good afternoon, you stupid girl," Obiageli shouted over the phone. "Do you know what you have just cost me? You made me lose $1 million contract. This is not the first mistake. Since you started working here, things have been going missing. Meetings forgotten, documents jumbled, nothing but bad luck." Zara's voice trembled. Ma, please, let me explain. I don't ever want to see you near this office again. If I see you here, I will have you arrested. I don't care who your father is in Port Harcourt. You are finished here." The line went dead. The next morning, Agatha climbed the stairs to check on her daughter. "Zara." She found Zara curled up on the bed crying. "Are you not going to work?" Zara sat up slowly, wiping her face. "Mommy, she fired me. I don't know what's wrong with me. School didn't work. I dropped out. I've done everything to make you and Daddy proud, but I keep failing. Mommy, I think I am cursed. I know I'm cursed." Agatha shook her head firmly and sat beside her. "My friend, don't ever say that again. Don't you know that death and life are in the power of the tongue? Zara sniffed. But nothing ever works for me. Mommy, she said she will arrest me if I ever show up again. I didn't steal. Yeah, I made a mistake. Agatha pulled her close. It's okay. It's okay. Just be patient. A better door will open, and when it does, no one will be able to shut it. I believe in you. Or should I call her? No, mommy, please don't. Please. That evening, Mr. Nnamdi was in the living room watching the news when Kamsin's name came up on the screen. Breaking news. There is an incredible breakthrough in the long-standing serial murder case in Rivers State. The young lawyer Kamsin Nnamdi has helped the police solve the case. Reporters were gathered around her. She spoke calmly, confidently. Nnamdi's face lit up. That's my daughter. That's my daughter for my loins, he said, smiling proudly. A few days later, he threw a red carpet celebration for her. The compound was decorated. Photographers and invited guests arrived in style. Even the press were present. Zara had been upstairs all evening, locked in her room as usual. Her father stood by a champagne tower, giving a toast. Agatha searched the compound and couldn't find her daughter, Zara. She went upstairs and found her sitting alone. Zara, please come downstairs. If your father sees you here, he won't take it lightly. Do you want him to say that you're envious of your younger sister? Please come down. Please, I don't want his problem this evening. Zara stood reluctantly. She walked into the crowd quietly, hoping no one would notice her. But they did. Some guests whispered, "Is that the firstborn?" "Yes, that's the one they said dropped out, right?" My sister, I heard her parents wasted millions on her. Nothing worked. I think she might be cursed. Zara tried to hold herself together. She smiled faintly when people looked away, but her eyes were heavy. That night, she had a strange dream. She saw herself back in her old secondary school alone. Sometimes she was in the bathroom of their former house, sweeping and mopping the toilet. Other times, she was sweeping dirty corners in a place she didn't recognize. Each time she had the dream, something in real life went wrong. Especially when she applied for a PA job, those dreams will come. And as usual, the offer will vanish before it even began. But when she applied to be a cleaner at a new mall downtown, the offer came immediately. No dreams, no rejection. And so, Zara began a new chapter, wearing a cleaner's uniform, still praying, still believing, still wondering what was wrong with her. She didn't talk much. Most of the time, she kept to herself. But one afternoon, she made a new friend, a cheerful young woman named Cordelia, who also worked at the mall. They quickly became close. One day, Cordelia asked to borrow Zara's phone to make a quick call. Zara handed it over, and Cordelia stepped outside the mall to make the call. After the call, she casually scrolled through Zara's gallery and paused. She had seen some familiar faces, respected people from Port Harcourt society. Then she opened Zara's family photo album. Her eyes widened. She ran back into the mall, holding the phone. She rushed to Zara. "Wait, are you the daughter of Mr. Nnamdi, the oil tycoon?" Zara froze. Please don't tell anyone." Cordelia looked confused. "But why? What are you doing here? You don't belong in a place like this." Hey, Zara, what are you not telling me?" Zara gave a tired smile and shared a bit of her story. Cordelia listened carefully, then gently held her hand. My sister, you're coming with me to church this Sunday. My pastor will pray for you." That Sunday, they went to Pastor Bayer's church together. After service, they waited to see him. When Zara finally sat before the pastor, he laid his hand on her and prayed quietly. Then he asked her to return the next week for further prayers. Zara left the church feeling light, like a burden had lifted. But that night, something happened. After Pastor Bayo got into his car and shut the door, a demon appeared beside him. With a deep voice, the demon warned, "Stay out of this. If you pray for her again, you will lose your life. Cancel the appointment. Do not interfere in things you do not understand. Pastor Bayo didn't move. He was frozen in fear. In all his years in ministry, this has never happened. The next morning, Zara sent a message asking what time to come. She got a message on WhatsApp. I'm sorry, I won't be continuing with the prayer. I am not the right pastor for you. Please seek help elsewhere. Zara stared at the screen for a long time. Even a pastor didn't want to pray for her. The next day at work, she told Cordelia what happened. Cordelia was shocked but tried to comfort her. Don't give up. Let's just keep having faith, she said quietly. A few days later, something else happened. Zara had just finished her shift when she saw the twins, her younger siblings, shopping at the mall. They were outside near the parking lot, loading their bags into the car. Zara smiled and walked up to them. Hi, are you driving home? Can I join you? One of the twins looked at her with disgust. No, we don't want bad luck entering our car. You spoil our mood. Or do you think we don't know why you were fired from your former job as a PA? God forbid, oh, please don't enter our car. Zara froze. As they drove off, the car splashed dirty water from a pothole. Zara stood there, drenched and humiliated. She slowly walked back to the building, trying to hold back her tears. That week, Cordelia invited her to a different church. After the sermon, during the altar call, she walked out for prayers. As soon as the pastor laid his hands on her head, his body jerked violently. He stumbled and almost fell. The church went quiet. He tried again. Another shook, and this time it fell to the floor. People stared. Whispers filled the room. Zara ran out of the church in shame. That night, the dreams came again. She saw herself sweeping a dirty latrine in their village. Then another dream. She was walking around an old secondary school in a faded uniform. No direction, no purpose, just roaming. She woke up drenched in sweat. She tried to pray, not with fire, not with big words, just the little she knew. Her family wasn't known for deep prayer. They believed in God, yes, but they rarely went to church. They didn't fast. They didn't gather for morning devotions. They knew God, but only as head knowledge, not from relationship. So Zara prayed the only way she knew. The next morning, she was eating in the kitchen when her father walked in. He looked at her and shook his head. Look at her. You are just eating. Just eating. You better find a man to marry you. At least that way you stop wasting space. Your mates are doing great things. You are here eating snail. Or what are you even eating? You are eating spaghetti and you are getting fat. God. I don't even know. Where did you even come from? Zara didn't say a word, but the tears came as usual. That same afternoon, she received a message from her workplace that she has been transferred to a new location. She wanted to reject the offer, but home was worse. The twins mocked her. Her father insulted her. Only her mother showed her a little kindness. 2 days later, she reported at the bookstore. She walked silently. One afternoon, she was wiping the shelves in the Christian section when her elbow knocked off a small book. She picked it up. The title read, Pray Your Way to Breakthrough. Something stirred in her heart. She turned the pages slowly. The words touched something deep inside her. She wanted to buy it, but all she had was her transport fare. She held the book unsure. Just then, her boss, an elderly man, walked by. He had been watching her. Zara, you can keep it, he said gently. I'll pay. Thank you, sir. God bless you. Thank you, sir. That night, she went home with the book pressed to her chest. She opened it on her bed and began to read. There were instructions inside, specific ones. She had to pray the prayer point at midnight from 12 a.m. It didn't matter whether she understood all the words or not. That night, Zara stayed up. At exactly 12 midnight, she stood beside her bed and began. She prayed each line. By 1 a.m., she was done. She went to bed and slept deeply. The next morning, there was a knock on her door. It was her father. Why are you disturbing the whole house with your noise? He said. Daddy, I wasn't shouting. I was just praying quietly. The next night, she prayed again, this time for 2 hours, from 12 to 2 a.m. Again, her father knocked on her door the next morning. Zara, stop this nonsense. Do you want to scatter my sleep with all this your fire shouting? Agatha came out. Nnamdi, I didn't hear anything. She was just praying. Exactly, you didn't hear. Because even if an armed robber came into this house, you won't even be awake. Zara quietly turned and went back to bed. But she didn't stop. Night after night, she prayed until one morning, a loud scream pierced the house. Zara jumped from her bed and ran towards the sound. It was coming from her parents' room. Her mother was shaking her husband. Nnamdi, wake up! Nnamdi, wake up! Please, wake up! He wasn't breathing. Zara stood frozen. They called for an ambulance. While her mother and Kamsin stayed by the bed, Zara ran around looking for help, anything that could resuscitate him. She ran into her father's private study. She opened the wardrobe and screamed. Inside was a mirror, a black calabash, and a padlock tied to something that looked like a doll. The doll had a name written on a small tag, Zara, with strange inscriptions around it. Her mother and her sister rushed in. They saw everything. No one spoke. Later that day, Zara didn't go to work. Her admin, the elderly man who had gifted her the book, called her phone. Zara, my dear, are you all right? Zara told him everything. That evening, the man came to their house. Zara showed him the items. Please, hope you guys have not touched anything here. No, sir, we have not touched anything. Very good. We are going to pray before we do anything. After the prayers, the man gave them a revelation from God, and they all listened. Zara, madam, your husband's great-grandfather made a path, a blood covenant with the devil, that in exchange for wealth and success, the firstborn would suffer terribly. They will either lose their minds or die in frustration. The greater the suffering of the firstborn, the more wealth for the family. Agatha covered her mouth. Oh my God! Oh my God! She looked at Zara, then at Kamsin. Tears filled her eyes. Oh my God, sir, you're saying the truth. And Nnamdi's older sister, she died out of frustration. Nothing worked for her. I always wonder why the firstborn in his family never did well. I thought it was just coincidence. No, there are no coincidences in the realm of the spirit. Your father had to sustain that covenant. It was passed down to him. The past generations had also offered their firstborn, so somebody else had to offer their own firstborn too. That was why Zara's own destiny was used in exchange for wealth and to sustain the covenant that was held with Satan. It's good you found these items, but let me warn you, burning them is not enough. You need to pray, break every covenant, even the ones you people don't know about. That's the only way for everyone in this family to be free. Agatha held Zara's hand. Kamsin held the other. They stood up quietly. After prayers, they took the mirror, the doll, the calabash, and every other item outside and set them on fire. As the flame rose, Zara felt her heart tremble. They went back inside. The old man prayed for Zara. After his prayers, her sisters apologized to her for maltreating her. Zara went back to school. She graduated and became a chartered accountant. The whole family decided never to joke with their relationship with God, but to remain prayerful. If you enjoyed this story, please click the next video showing on your screen. And most importantly, if you would like to purchase the book, Pray Your Way to Breakthrough, I will leave the link to it in the description box and in the pinned comment. So I'll see you in the next video showing on your screen.